Hey, WTFers. Today's sponsor is AdamandEve.com. Get 50% off any item along with free gifts and shipping when you enter WTF at the checkout. That's AdamandEve.com. AdamandEve.com. Have fun.
Lock the gate!
Are we doing this? Really? Wait for it. Are we doing this? Wait for it.
Pow!
What the fuck?
WTF.
And it's also, what the fuck? What's wrong with me? It's time for WTF. What the fuck?
With Marc Maron.
All right, let's do this. What the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fucking ears? What the fuck nicks? What the fuckstables? What the fuck gets? What the fuck enough? I am Marc Maron. This is WTF. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. You know, I haven't done this in a while. I think I need to thank some people. I get so much stuff from my listeners, and I certainly appreciate it. Very thoughtful gifts. I get books. I get poems. I get pictures. I get things like this. Today, yesterday, I went to the P.O. box, and Susan knitted me or crocheted or did something with her hands to create these two catnip goldfish for the cats, and they love them. I love getting my cats high in that way. It's a legitimate, I don't know what, I'm not blowing pot smoke into their face. I'm giving them cat drugs, and they enjoy it. Thank you, Susan. Also, I'd like to thank Lawrence over at Omni Media, who sent me a signed, expensive Winos double vinyl by Keith Richards and a Keith Richards T-shirt. Thank you so much for that. I will definitely wear that T-shirt at the gym, and the signed vinyl. That's amazing. How many people do you know who could thank people for some catnip goldfish toys for their cats and the Keith Richards vinyl signed? Those are the two sides of me. Again, I read your emails. I enjoy the gifts. If I were to sit here, I would take up an entire show to thank you all for the love that comes in the form of emails and gifts, and I really appreciate it. That being said, let's do a little business here before I get into whatever the hell I'm going to talk about. This episode is sponsored in part by Comedy Central. Watch the premiere of Godfrey's special Black by Accident Saturday at 11 p.m., 10 Central on Comedy Central. Check out previews, behind-the-scenes clips, and trailers on cc.com/standup. Godfrey, you know, he called me. I got to get back to him. He wants to do the show. He's a funny man, so enjoy that. Yeah, Godfrey's special Black by Accident, Saturday at 11 p.m., 10 Central on Comedy Central. I got to call him back. Today on the show, I'm going to talk to Doug Stanhope. Unfortunately, as we all know, he did a wonderful job on Louis' show. I got this interview in the can before he did that, so we won't be talking about that. I don't want you to be sitting there thinking, what the fuck, Maron, once you bring up Louis, are you that jealous? Sometimes I get a little backlogged, and this is the way it goes, but we had a nice conversation. He came over here with a whole crew of people. There were 3 or 4 people in the studio when we did the interview, so enjoy that. And also a little business around my dates. I'd like to tell you that tonight is Thursday. If you're listening to this on the day it came out, that would be Thursday the 25th. I will be at Hilarities in Cleveland, Ohio, Thursday through Sunday. Let's go a little further into the future, into September 8th, 9th, and 10th at Zanies in Nashville, and September 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, I believe I'm doing that Sunday, at the Improv in Louisville. There is a live WTF on the 19th in New York City. That is sold out. I apologize. We're doing one show, sold out very quickly. Now, on to whatever's going on here right now. I'm in pain for no fucking reason. I guess that's something that happens with age. Is that something I just have to accept? Pain for no reason? I know I talked about my heel. I'm not going to sit here and complain. I'm going to try and broaden this reality into something I can live with. But I hurt my back, and I'm ashamed to say how I hurt my back. I believe I hurt my back kicking up the toilet seat backstage in Vegas, and somehow or another I managed to hurt my back. That shouldn't happen. It's just one of those little weird things that you can happen when you get out of bed in the morning or when you sit up in a chair where you're like, what just happened? Why can't I walk? Why? And then people are like, what's the matter? I hurt myself getting up. I hurt myself lifting a toilet seat. I mean, I'm not that fucking old, but certain things seem to go, and this thing in my Achilles tendon seems a little better. But how do I deal with that? You know, I'd still like to run, 4 miles, twice a week like I used to. Now I just got to suck it up and realize that, nope, dude, those days are over. Or do I just continue to hurt myself? Knowing me, I will continue to hurt myself. Judging by the fact that last night, because I'm overly influenced by the show Chopped, somehow or another. There's a fine line between, challenging yourself as a cook and just realizing you have nothing in your fucking refrigerator. I made a small pita pizza with sliced fresh figs, roasted jalapenos. I put some mushrooms on there, some Jarlsberg cheese. I tweeted that, of course, because I need everybody to know exactly what I'm doing in moments where I'm doing something like that, where it would look good in 140 characters. My sandwich, the influence of Chopped. Someone suggested put some honey on there. All that stuff worked out fine, but it was all I had in the refrigerator. It was no great creative feat, but it tasted good. But again, with the jalapenos, all right, this stuff has been hurting my stomach since I was forever, yet I still eat it. Yet I'm still going to go running. I'm going to fight the good fight. I'm going to be a broken down old man with stomach problems so I can continue to run my 4 miles and eat my hot foods. I'm going to be one of those guys. One of those guys where people are like, maybe you should stop doing that. No, fuck you. I got to live for something. My life has to have some meaning, and if I can't shove what I want to shove into my face and walk and run where I want to run, what the hell's the point of living? Is there ever going to be a day where I just am comfortable with sitting down and saying, hey, I did all right. I did the best I could. I'm still having conversations and talking to people. I'm still lucid. Isn't that enough? Give me some ice cream. Why can't I have that? Oh, the other thing I was thinking about, well, outside of the fact that, things are pretty intimate here at the house with me and Jess, but I woke up screaming last night. Yeah. One thing I realized about that no matter what's going on in your dream, last night it was, I was being abducted for some reason, and I remember only that. I remember that moment where you're like, hey, what do you guys, wait, and then no matter what's going on in a dream, if you're in some sort of terror or panic, before you wake up, you make something, a sound along the lines of, hey, 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 hey. That's what you wake up to your mouth making, frightened child sounds. But I also realize that that'll happen no matter what the situation. I mean, if there's excitement going on in your dream, even if you're frightened for heroic reasons. I mean, I could have been the general of a large army saving the world from evil. Just at the front lines, saying, come on, but because there was fear in my heart, even though I knew I was doing the right thing in this glorious battle between good and evil, the sound I would be making in my sleep would be, oh God, what happened? Hey, being shaken awake by my girlfriend in the middle of a battle to save mankind, because she heard the sound. Man, that is a sad example of the difference between a life of the mind and the life in reality, and the unconscious mind at that. Just whimpering like a child while saving humanity or being abducted. Well, it doesn't matter. It's still the same sound. It's a little embarrassing. Okay, it's Adam and Eve Day. You know what that means. AdamandEve.com. You can go there and you can get the discount. You can get the special Marc Maron discount on all your new buzzing toys. The WTF discount. You know how this works. You go to AdamandEve.com. You get 50% off almost any item. You get 3 free DVDs. You get free shipping, a free gift. Look, I know some of you judge me because of these Adam and Eve things, but I tell you, they keep sponsoring with us, so they must like us. That means some of you are hiding the fact that you're buying stuff at Adam and Eve, and I don't think you should be ashamed of it. You know what? I don't care if you're ashamed of it. Go ahead and be ashamed of it, but just pick yourself up some toys, some things that you strap on or put in or, wear on your head. Do they have that stuff? Do they have headgear at Adam and Eve? 50% off just about any item. Go to AdamandEve.com. You'll find 18,000 adult entertainment products. 18,000. That's toys, lingerie, things you wear on your head, on your face, on your ass, maybe on your things that strap on. I'm not. Look, if you need a new vibrator, go. All right? You get 50% off. You get the free shipping, the 3 DVDs, a free gift. Then that's at AdamandEve.com. You go there, and when you get to the pay part, you enter WTF as the offer code, and that's how it works. AdamandEve.com. Go have fun. Go have the kind of fun that you probably hide. Do that. got enough water on the brain that you need to have an operating memory in this. These are your hard drives. But you got human hard drives.
Like you're a sober guy, but you're
right.
At my age.
No, it goes. It goes.
Yeah. I used to blame it all on the alcohol.
Yeah, no.
I used to blame it all on the alcohol, and then I'd talk to my friends that are my age that don't get drunk every fucking night.
It's ridiculous, and you sit there like a fucking moron going, that guy with the thing.
Yeah.
The guy from what is it? It's amazing how much of a puzzle.
But it's weird how you immediately assume it's your own problem.
Yeah.
It's, oh no, this is like I'm really hurting myself with the alcohol's really affecting me. Wait, my other friends that don't drink don't remember a fucking.
That's
thing.
right, dude. There's a built-in rationalization for any type of behavior.
Right. Well, no, I mean, it's nice to think because you always think you're dying and shit's going horribly wrong.
Definitely.
We're good, right? You and I.
In terms of our personal relationship?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
I've never heard an episode of you where you're not like having closure on some beef.
No, I mean, oddly enough, like my thought when you're coming over here is like, he's in town, he wants to do it, he's coming over, we haven't talked since the last one, and we don't talk to each other a lot. We respect each other, and I know you're out there, you know I'm out here. I don't know if you listen to the show, but all of a sudden yesterday I started thinking like, fuck man, does Stanhope have a thing with me? Like, because I know these things are out there, and I'm wondering if you were listening to an episode going, that's it, fucking Maron's going down for that one.
No, but I'm really bad technology-wise.
Yeah.
Like, I still have a $15 phone that has no camera. I don't text. But Chad Ryden and Carlos Valencia, two guys I worked on the road with that have iPods and had all the what the fucks when we were driving between gigs, and I was like so happy. Like, I have Stern, like I get Sirius Radio. I hope I haven't heard the Stern episode that's playing because but they had all the what the fucks.
Oh, jeez,
it was great.
It's a lot of me.
I know, but it was fantastic.
Oh,
I got to figure out how to get the iPod in the car and download the podcast.
You know how you do that? It's with a cord, Doug. Yeah. There's a cord.
Yeah,
that just goes right out of the iPod.
I'm already confused. Cord?
Yeah, it's got two plugs on either. I don't want to fucking complicate things more. Doug Stanhope is in the garage here at the caravan. She rolled up with a caravan of sorts. That's never happened. Like, I was concerned that Carlos Mencia would show up with some henchmen, but he came by himself. And, cause I was, I thought I was going to piss him off, but you came up, it's like the Merry Pranksters. Is this, do you travel with how many people?
Brian's my, I hate to say manager, cause that's such a he's my business partner.
That's nice.
And my, buddy, and we got Roadrunner Records to pay for a town car.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And so there's a guy sitting out in the town car?
Yeah.
Oh, that's always...
Yeah. But Brian's a worker. He's,
but even when you get the town car, don't you isn't there a part of you that thinks like, fuck, the guy's sitting out there, should we send him out a thing? Or
well, we tried to.
He wouldn't drink? You tried to give him mimosas?
We tried to make him mimosas. We had a LA night.
Yeah. What happened? So you were at the Comedy Store last night.
Yeah.
I was going to go down there, but I just didn't want to fucking deal with the parking lot. So I listened to the Oslo CD instead. What happened at the store last night?
Just cocaine in the green room or the main room.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like...
You've been up all night?
We saw the daylight. Like, I'm not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
I'm usually the first to pass out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was coke.
And so you've been going.
The green room in the Comedy Store is a place that demands.
Oh yeah.
You should have
what has been done in there? Like,
I know.
You mean behind the main room?
Yeah,
the one with the mirrors and the bathtub? I remember when that was just a white room and it was just shitty. And there was still coke in there. So whatever was, the tiles were built over a pre-existing history of substance abuse. There's just layers of abuse.
I said that on stage. I go, there's no way we're not doing coke in here. I didn't have coke. I don't have a coke hookup. But I know it's going to arrive. And it did. And then, yeah.
There was, and everything's a mirror there. Like every surface in that green room.
It's like a mini piano coffee table covered with mirrors.
Yeah. So what are you supposed to do? Look at yourself?
Right.
Oh, that's good. So you're tweaky.
No, I did a line.
Oh, and
like that was
still
enough. I just wanted to do it for just to say I did it.
Well, the rest of them. The last time I talked to you, it was like you were talking about how the expectation. It's weird because I just read this. You know what? Fuck it. Let me.
What is it?
Well, this is the Keith Richards book.
Oh, I've heard it's great.
It's fucking great, dude. But there was a thing in here where he was talking about the myth. Hold on, it's fucking good. Oh, here we go. Look. There's something inside of me, this is Keith Richards, that just wants to excite the thing in other people because I know it's in there. I know it's there in everybody. There's a demon in me, and there's a demon in everybody else. They imagined me. They made me. The folks out there created this folk hero. Bless their hearts, and I'll do the best I can to fulfill their needs. They're wishing me to do things that they can't. They've got to do this job. They've got this life. They're an insurance salesman. But at the same time, inside of them is a raging Keith Richards. When you talk of a folk hero, they've written the script for you, and you better fulfill it. And I did my best. It's no exaggeration that I was basically lying. I was basically living like an outlaw, and I got into it. I knew that I was on everybody's list. All I had to do was recant, and I'd be all right, but that was something I just couldn't do.
Did you ever read books on tape? You're good at this.
Oh, well, I would hope by now I know how to talk on a microphone. But that seems to me to be a bit of the Stanhope thing.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the reasons I did one line and then let everyone else do coke, because they want it. I wanted to do it just because I'm in the green room of the Comedy Store. I wanted to do just some coke.
So you were just there as a tourist. Is like, this needs to be done here, but I don't want to fucking go overboard. I don't want to die.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've never had a problem with coke. It's one of those things like the people who can smoke 2 cigarettes a week.
Yeah, fuck them. Seriously.
But yeah, I understand that some people, I've got to do a lot of coke if I'm doing coke. Well, good, you go do it.
I believe me. I think if you could get coke at a 7-Eleven, you'd be a different guy. You'd probably like it. You just don't like it?
No, I had all the coke available to me last night. No, well,
that was it?
Yeah.
You didn't even get into this sort of like, well, it enables me to drink for days on end without sleep, or you can do that without coke?
Well, I ended up doing that regardless. But it was so funny to see the sun come up. I'm fucking 44 years old.
Was it like, I haven't done drugs or drank in 11 years, and when I see the sun come up for any reason, I almost always think my life is destroyed. Like, I have that moment like, fuck, the sun's up, I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad last night.
Good.
I mean, there was a lot of people at the. Yeah. They're still at the apartment. And
whose apartment?
I still have a rent control place in West Hollywood that I've had since '95.
Seriously?
You can't give up rent control.
No, I know.
If you never see it.
I had one in Astoria for like 20 years. I finally let it go because there were bed bugs. And I didn't tell the guy that eventually took the place that I'd had bed bugs, but apparently he listened to the podcast. So the cat's out of the bag.
That's one of the creepiest things that I could imagine.
What, bed bugs?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't experienced that?
No.
That's something you better do.
Or anything like
you never
that.
had crabs either?
No, I'd rather have AIDS than crabs.
The
idea of bugs that you can't quite.
Well, but they're going to go away. With AIDS, it's sort of a life. It's a long commitment, the AIDS.
But I don't think you scratch and go, there's AIDS are crawling all over me.
No, you can't breathe. Your lungs fill with fluid. You're covered with purple spots.
Yeah.
I think that if there was a trade-off, I'd go with the crabs. I think I had crabs when I was in college.
Theory.
Yeah.
The idea of AIDS doesn't make me scratch.
Right.
Psychosomatically.
I'm surprised you got out of this life without crabs, given that you seem like a guy that might have invited them at some point.
I got herpes.
You did? Oh, good. Good for you. Yeah. So, that's a permanent souvenir.
That conversation came up last night. Where a bunch of Comedy Store people were back at the apartment. And there was one guy that didn't have herpes. And
one
they were
guy.
Mocking him. You don't have herpes?
Did somebody offer to fuck him and give him herpes? Who's got an open sore? Someone take care of this guy.
Yeah, it seemed like there were a lot of people offering to fuck anybody.
Oh, really? That's what happens with coke. Yeah. Oh,
the chicks, and everyone's like, nah, we're going to bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of a weird night like that.
Well, that was that. Like, I saw you in New York, and there was a thing that you talked about that I still can't put together in my head, but I thought it was fucking great. And I don't know how often you do it on stage or what, because I was listening to the Oslo CD, and it sounded like you were going to go into it, but I don't think you did. The thing about not wanting to fuck, about the desire to fuck being ridiculous, and then you told this long story about taking care of a friend with cancer.
Oh yeah, that's not on the CD.
That's on the previous CD.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's.
So that's a set piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now was that
Oslo? Yeah.
But was that a real moment that you had?
Yeah, Ron Putnam's. I'm sorry, I'm talking to you like you know them, but I'm talking to my friends who did know him. Yeah, his wife. She had breast cancer, and I had to be there to take care of her for a minute.
Yeah.
While he had to go do something.
For a minute.
And that's when she fell out of bed, right, fresh out of the hospital, still in a morphine haze. And fell out of bed, and I didn't think I was going to have to do anything. And I get really creeped out with medical anything.
Yeah.
And she had like staples holding her chest shut, and had to redress them. It was pretty fucking gross.
And so you overcame a lot of fears in that moment.
Yeah,
because you had no choice.
Right.
And you decided that was what real intimacy is, if you can rise up to that.
Yeah, I forget the bit, but it was like like fucking is like the least intimate thing. It's
right. And then what was the tag on the bit? It was something like it would make this better. It's sort of like that. The fallacy.
Now we've overcome that whole breast cancer redressing a fresh mastectomy wound. Let's
fuck.
Yeah, let me hunch over you with a seahorse posture and grunt up and blow fucking gook onto your belly.
Do you really feel that? Do you really feel that way about sex?
No, I think it's.
Yes, I
do. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it's a need. It drove most of my life in my early days.
So it's okay. So it's new to you.
Probably wouldn't be doing comedy if it weren't for a need for pussy.
Yeah,
because it's a form of plumage that you have.
Yeah,
where we're not athletic, not outrageously handsome, can't sing karaoke, but what can I do to get chicks to look at me?
Yeah.
I didn't go to open mics so I could eventually fucking move to L.A. and get the man show. I was to get pussy, just to get free drinks.
Are you still friends with Rogan?
Yeah. I never talk to him. It's like any of us. We never get to hang
I know.
out.
I don't talk to people unless they come in here usually.
I really want to start like a message board. I think Rogan used to talk about it it was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I'd like to get a message board that's just like us.
Yeah.
Like, and even guys but professional comics, where you can like talk like, hey, what's the best frequent flyer mile plan that bumps you up?
Yeah. Like, or all that stuff.
Or trade information.
Even if like people
we need to know
in
without
certain
fans
towns
going, you fucking sucked at the last show or whatever.
How were the shows at the store? They were all right?
The crowds were great.
Yeah.
They were packed out, and the crowds were great, and I was, mediocre.
You were mediocre?
How
do you determine it?
Well, you get to a place where you have a lot of new ideas I want to try out, and when it's the main room and you get 350 people, you have to do a kind of
do the show.
Yeah, a theatery kind of show. You can't riff.
Yeah.
When you do, everyone's staring at you like, I paid how much for this?
Yeah. Well,
the parking.
How long did you do?
Hour and a half.
Oh yeah. So someone said to me that who was I talking to? Jeselnik the other day. Did he show up? Anthony Jeselnik?
Oh, I just met him in New York.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan based on one roast.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever watch on Comedy Central is South Park and the roasts.
Yeah.
And he was like under the gun on that. He had to be the new Geraldo, basically.
Right.
And they were fucking with him. And then when he came out, he just fucking destroyed it. Bingo and I were just dying at that.
Well, he's one of those guys that does, like we were talking, and I never really thought about it this way, but he'll literally make a list of topics that he thinks or society thinks is untouchable. Like he's got this list where it's like, breast cancer, abortion, miscarriage, rape, and that's his outline for writing jokes.
All those topics were covered at the Comedy Store last night between me and Christine Levine.
Yeah. Do you think like that is part of your intention to fucking disarm these things that are culturally fucking taboo?
Well,
I know it's a hack question.
I've done it so long that I've touched on those subjects so many times that you're just trying to fucking reinvent it. And now a lot of my topics are fairly benign and pedestrian.
As you get older,
then I try to throw rape into it.
Yeah. How do I spice this up?
Isn't it like raping a girl? I don't know.
I know what you mean.
But
like on the CD, you said that there was a time where you were like, I used to have solutions. Yeah. Now I don't fucking give a fuck. Right. I just want to kill people.
Yeah, that just boils down to just fucking. Well,
when
we're not
you
going to change the world, let's just kill that guy.
Is that true? Do you feel like you gotten cynical?
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't.
No, I literally think about killing people all the time, like for nothing.
What
Patrick Cox from Taxmasters.
Yeah.
Get your stupid fucking squash off that TV, you ugly fuck. I will kill you.
What do you think happened, though, man?
I've gone the distance, freecreditreport.com.
Yeah.
Like, I went that far to find the lead singer of that band, and he's an actor from Montreal.
You did?
Yeah.
So you tracked that guy down because
I found the corporate headquarters of what was it?
FreeCreditReport.com.
Apply right to your head.
Yeah.
I'd find
and you found the guy's name.
Yeah, and then when I was doing that Montreal Just for Spite thing, I go, I could probably hire him to play those stupid free credit.
You never contacted him?
I did email him on MySpace.
And what happened?
He didn't return.
Because like when I watch those commercials, my first thought is like, how the fuck do you live with yourself? Is that a real band? And if it is, how do you live with yourself? How do you be that guy? Like I used to see the guy that did the guy with the horn rimmed glasses that did the Verizon commercials. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I used to see him around. I'm like, what else are you gonna do? You're that guy for the rest of your fucking life. Are you happy?
Yeah,
you made $1 million.
What was he doing before?
He was probably
selling shoes.
Well, no, he's probably a fucking actor, just a guy. But this whole idea of how do you live with yourself with certain things is something I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm in my garage. I mean, you must think about that. You must have made a choice at some point where you're like, what the fuck can I do that I can live with myself?
But that's the problem, is I know that I'm that guy, and that I have that kind of hate within me.
Yeah.
So anyone who would like know me from the Man Show or Girls Gone Wild infomercials, I would want to kill me.
Then why'd you do it?
Because it seemed funny at the time. I had no idea. Girls Gone Wild was just such a goof thing, and we filmed like 9 nights, and I just thought it would be a goofy thing to do because it was pop culture.
Right,
I did Jerry Springer once where I was pretending to be a guy that was upset my girlfriend because it was funny.
Right.
I didn't know that they were going to repeat that commercial every 15 minutes for a year and a half on every basic cable channel where everyone came home drunk and just saw me going, show me where babies feed. Like they took one piece of one drunken thing I said sometime at a bar goofing on stupid drunken sorority whores.
One joke,
and then made it into my inadvertent catchphrase, show me where babies feed.
So how long did it take you to erase that?
I think it's pretty much gone now.
Good.
That's the good thing. The bar always stays 22, and we age. But your audience, so then the people now they don't remember any.
So
of this
when we started, or when you started, like I think I talked about this. I barely remember what we talked about the last time, but I just vaguely remember you.
I'll tell you.
In Aspen, Colorado, wearing you used to take your pants off a lot. You used to get naked on stage a lot. Like there was always pictures of you wearing a Santa hat, naked.
Yeah. Then as the years wore on my body, and I'd see pictures and go, oh yeah, I shouldn't be naked at all, not even in the privacy of my own home. Let's stop doing that.
You became frightened of your own body.
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, because I think that like we were on similar trajectories at one time, and then when you came out here, I don't know when the first time was, but when did you realize that show business was fucked?
The Man Show. I have no regrets about that because of knowing now how the process works and how we were we had no ability to make that show better, and we really had great ideas.
And what was stopping you?
Into the Man Show. Well, that's not really Man Show. It has to be. So we'd have good ideas that had some social relevance,
right?
Some kind of.
And who were you answering to?
Everybody. That's the thing. It's we'd pitch it around the writers' room, and then Tom Giannis, the head writer, would pitch it to the executive producer, and he'd send it up to the production company, and they'd send it to Comedy Central, and they'd run it past their lawyers and the censors, and then so you have an idea, and it's 3 days. Humanitarian. We were trying to do a humanitarian beer drop. Was one of the ideas. This is like a great example where we thought it's one civil right that homeless people don't have is the right to be naked or fuck. Because you can't do that outside.
Right.
You can't drink because you're outside. Like, just having a beer at the end of a hard day is something that we enjoy.
Right.
Without thinking.
Yeah.
Homeless people can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, but they have to hide. So the idea was to get like humanitarian, like UN-style Hummers and dress the juggies up in flak jackets and helmets and go down to the tent cities in L.A. and set up titty dancer tents and free beer and titty dancers because it's something they can't have. This goes, again, through all those channels to the producer, to the production company, to finally get a note days later. Lawyer said, can't do that. These people are alcoholics. You can't give them alcohol.
Isn't that a judgment call? Some of them might not be alcoholics.
Again, it's all fucking lawyers fuck up way more stuff than censors. So we go, okay, we'll just give them non-alcoholic beer. And it goes through channels days later. non-alcoholic beer
that'd be
traces of alcohol.
You'd be teasing them.
It could trigger.
Yeah.
Then we're like, fuck it, we'll just put apple juice in it, whatever.
Yeah.
Just put Man Show beer on the label. It's still a funny idea because.
And no.
Final note: this is actual legit. What if one of the homeless people has AIDS and bites one of our crew? Bites. That was an actual note from a lawyer, and that's where your jaw drops, and everyone in the writers' room just stares at each other. And
so did
you
tell
go,
that?
Fuck it, I don't care about this show anymore. Now I'm just getting my fucking $18,000 an episode, and you do that dumb shit you wrote, and we'll fucking.
Did you tell that story on the show?
No.
that would have been the way to go, right?
No, I there's a lot of things I should have done on that show. I remember like one of the first tapings where the director, who's, I don't know, he's like the Wizard of Oz. He's somewhere, but you hear him. He gets on the mic and says, Doug, can you sit up straight and not slouch and look like you're happy to be here? And I go, that's what I do. I look unhappy to be here and I slouch.
Yeah.
Who did you hire? But again, I was so happy to be chosen that I'd sit up straight and try to put on my game show host face. And yeah.
So after that, you were like, fuck it. I don't need this shit.
After so many episodes like that with good ideas being shot down for one reason or another, and I have no control whether this is good or not. I can't.
Yeah, and it's a shitty feeling. Yeah, it's like that. It's like when you read for, I don't go out for anything anymore. And this is pretty much all I do is this, what I'm doing right now in stand-up. But there's this idea that, you spend all this time developing a voice, creating an angle, having a way of thinking. You build your fucking clown, and you do it, out there on the road like everybody else. And then you go into these studios, and they're like, oh, yeah, now you can't do that.
Right.
Now you just have to have these turds come out of your mouth and see how that goes. Just don't be embarrassed and try to sell it.
Dairy Queen emailed us.
Yeah.
Brian, we very urgent. We want Doug for a project. So Brian calls him up. It's a Dairy Queen commercial.
Really?
And the guy really wanted me. So we're all like, it was just exciting.
Do you ever think that shit comes out of spite? Like that there are these people that maybe he's a fan. He works at the Dairy Queen company. He's like, I love this guy. I wonder how I can make him a bitch. Because
that's what happened is that Brian responded to, what is it exactly you want him to do? And we're trying to be edgier, and they're like fucking Radio Shack. They're like completely.
No one even cares about Dairy Queen anymore. I know,
even know
that's
why they wanted to do this edgy. Actually, now we see the.
So what are you going to do? Get on the commercial? And go, you like pussy? How about Dairy Queen?
Well, that's exactly why. So that's why he's following up, just to see what the fuck they're thinking. And then, they don't respond for like 24 hours. They're like, this was urgent. And they finally got back that we're going in a different direction. Why did you even fucking
But could you see yourself on a Dairy Queen? I just don't. I understand these people. Maybe they want to help us, or maybe they think that it'd be a good idea. But it seems like such a limited understanding of who you are. But they think you can.
I know, but that's why it was so intriguing to us. Because we want to find out more. And then it's almost like they emailed us so they could blow us off in 48 hours.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. It's almost like when you have the kind of career that you have or the point of view that you have, it's almost like any offer coming outside of your world is going to be to drag you down to their level. And they think they're doing you a favor.
Yeah. I didn't move to Bisbee, Arizona to make it big. But I'm still fucking stunned that you would even think about me for a Dairy Queen commercial. I want to know more. And then you go, it's like if someone called you up and, hey, we're doing a charity event, and we'd like to, if you would perform, we'll pay you this much money. And
could you sing?
And you go, oh, well, okay, when is it? And then they go, never mind, you're too dirty. What? Why you called me, faggot?
So now Bisbee, this is the thing that I think that I don't think we really talked about this. I can't remember what the fuck we talked about. I know we didn't talk for a long time the last time, but you're up on a compound
last time.
Yeah.
I did this, and I'm so glad I get to do it again because Janine Garofalo was there,
right?
Who I had just trashed the night before on stage a bit, just about a certain thing.
But she didn't know that.
I know, but then I felt like a complete turd for being there, being all nice and starstruck with her. I talked. It was just like a minor thing. This came up on the green room. We did. Have you done the Provenza's thing?
Yeah, I did the one. Yeah.
I did it with her, and then I brought it up then because I was drinking.
You brought up the criticism
the criticism,
which was
which
what
she denied ever happened when I was taping my. Die Laughing CD.
Yeah.
I was taping at the Laugh Stop in Houston, Mark Babbitt.
Yep.
And I was taping the whole week, and she had the Friday.
Yeah.
It was a month after 9/11, and she came in, and I was already on board with it.
With what, 9/11?
Yeah. I was already, I
was
already
talking about it?
anti-America before that, so it fueled me. And she came in, and she was kind of pro-Bush.
Really?
Like, in a way, like not in a way, and it wasn't demeaning to her. Like she was, okay, right, maybe he's not the best speaker in the world, but cut him a break. He's doing the best he can.
Oh, really?
And she goes, I love Howard Zinn and I love Noam Chomsky, and they had caused some ruckus by being naysayers. But maybe it's time for you to, be quiet or something to that effect.
No kidding.
And I was fucking, like, my jaw was on. I was so fucking enraged. Like, I thought anyone would be, like, doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I brought that up in some way on the show. And she's like, I never said that. I don't know why Janine, like, I love Janine as a person, but she's almost untouchable in that she's very outspoken.
Right.
But if you pick on her at all, you're picking on a girl.
She's
so demure. Like
she talked about that in the show. Like I had her out here, how like that something had gotten to her so deeply that she'll get upset, and it is definitely.
It's not. It's not even her, but the people around her. You would look like such a dick for even saying anything bad about her, because she is a delicate flower, but she's also the badass from.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I would think that it seems
Bush.
like she must have had some momentary lapse of her, or maybe she just was.
Well, she denied it ever happened. I would never say that on the show. I said, well, and you were like, fuck Noam Chomsky. I would never say fuck no. Well, you might have not said fuck them. Well, then you better know what you're talking about before. Like, I did, and I felt bad. I thought it was bringing up something she'd be embarrassed. Like, oh my God, yeah, I did. That was like that for a minute.
No, she had no recollection of it.
Yeah. Not only had no recollection, called me a liar. Like, why would I make that up?
Right. So now it's just a he said, she said thing.
Yeah, and it's of no consequence. But I felt afterwards like such a dick because it made the whole crowd went silent. Did you ever use the word nigger?
Yeah.
OJ trial.
So you created a good tension there. And then
it was inadvertent. I thought it was like a funny story.
Did it bounce back? Nothing.
What's going to happen?
Well, I mean, Provenza will leave you out there for 3 hours waiting for something.
Provenza had left. He left to piss. He got high with Kathy Griffin in the first taping, and he went to piss. I didn't even know till later. He wasn't there.
But it's his show, isn't it?
Yeah, it went on. It was we were.
I can't imagine what they're going through editing that fucking show. I can't imagine, to edit it an hour out of fucking 3 hours.
I know. It's the only comedy show I've ever watched about comedy that is actually entertaining.
Yeah, but I just like the editing must be a bitch.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Worcester, Mass.
You did grow up in Worcester?
Yeah.
What's that? Really?
Mm-hmm.
And how many brothers you got?
One brother is still back in Providence. All the family's dead.
Really? Dad, mom, everybody?
Dad, mom. We have an aunt and uncle that are still alive, but
was it still? Was your dad in an industrial thing?
My dad, no, he was a teacher. He was in the school department. Nicest guy in the world.
Really?
Died of colon cancer in 2001. His mother died in 2008.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I haven't lost my parents yet. It's probably going to happen, right? Happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just kind of have to prepare for it? Or?
Yeah, I'll tell you the story off the air about Mother, but yes, there's a statute of limitations on some of these stories.
Yeah, okay, no deal. That's good.
Yeah, she took her own life.
Oh, really?
Necessity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's like up the alley of where you are politically? Like I don't like you live out there in Arizona, and I've never been able to characterize. Would you call yourself a libertarian? What would you call yourself?
I used to call myself a libertarian. I lean libertarian.
Which means what?
I'm not a party member anymore.
Right, just stay out of my yard and keep my taxes low and do whatever the fuck you want, just not on my property?
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so there's nothing really Republican about that other than the idea that we shouldn't pay taxes.
Well, there's no Republican and Democrat.
I know.
We're old enough to know that there's no such.
Yeah, no, the government's a money laundering operation.
Yeah, what they pretend to believe in is not what they do. So,
right.
So yeah, I lean libertarian in that. Yeah, as long as you don't, step on my sandwich, fucking party.
That's it. That should be the next CD.
Well, just don't fuck with that. Government should only be there to, protect you from force or fraud, as the party line goes.
Like, because, I don't really talk politics that much anymore, but it seems to me that...
you have to burn out on it, where you go, when you're behind some party or candidate, because it doesn't matter.
Because once your idealism gets crushed,
right,
when you realize that the people that you kind of, and even it's usually just for me, it's half belief. It's got to be better than the other guy. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, it's a little better, but it's pretty much the same. It's either better symbolically, or there's a couple of things that they did that, that seem like real progress, but then these other fuckers are going to chip away at it.
First of all, look at your own personal life, how your day-to-day, how your life is gone,
right,
and what president has affected your life specifically, where you go, geez, 92, like,
well, if it wasn't for George Bush, I wouldn't have had a career in left-wing radio for a year and a half.
Exactly. That's all it is. It's fodder. It's something to talk about that you realize this doesn't really affect my day.
I made a lot of money shitting on George Bush.
Do you know your city councilman? Do you show up at town hall meetings and go, hey, fucking street sweeping, this is bullshit? Like, that's what people should be doing, is worried about what's here right now in my day.
Well, that's
and then
what
branch out.
And then what usually happens is, like, around here, I got into an email neighborhood watch where you got all these sort of amateur vigilantes looking out their window because there was a drug dealer at the end of the street. So I was getting all these updates like, guy with shopping bag walking up street now. Don't know if we should call somebody. And even with that, which is sort of like homespun, almost like sort of libertarian commune stuff, I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what that guy does. Quit emailing me. There would be like 20 emails speculating about what the guy with the shopping bag was doing. And like, he's coming down the hill right now. Oh, I think he just picked lemons at the end of the street out of a tree. My mistake. Has anyone seen my cat? It's like, you know what? I'm done with this neighborhood watch shit. If I hear some gunfire, I'll call somebody.
It boils down, at the end of the day, take care of yourself. What's affecting me, I'll deal with the things that are directly affecting me, and the world can go fuck themselves.
Wait, is that? But you're a charitable guy, right?
In theory.
Okay, but but like in the sense of like, there's a lot of people that are fucked, and it may not be their fault that they're fucked. Do we have any responsibility as a civilized country to?
But that's, the problem is when you're forced to be in a responsible position, then you generally rebel. Like the tsunami.
Okay.
Average donations, not the last one, the first big one.
Right.
That didn't have as good a footage.
Right. Yeah.
Average donations from American households was $50 per household. That was on their own accord,
right,
to donate to that tsunami.
Right.
If someone knocked at your door from the government with fucking a suit on and say, well, we need $50 for the tsunami victims, you'd be going, fuck you.
Yeah.
Who
are you?
Tell me.
Let me see your credentials.
I don't know those people.
Right.
When you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, you feel good about it. But if it's forced upon you,
you're bullied out of it.
Yeah,
which happens.
The fact that my taxes go to pay for someone who has 5 children to pay for their schooling. Like, fuck you! I don't have kids. Why do I have to pay for your kid? Don't have kids if you can't afford to send them to a private school.
Well, what if they hit some rocks in the?
But I'm saying that's a natural feeling when it's forced upon you.
Right.
You want to be charitable out of the goodness of your heart.
Right.
That's where libertarianism gets confused with greedy.
Right.
No, I'm not a greedy person. I'm a decent person. I'm a giving person. But when you tell me I have to be giving, then all of a sudden your attitude switches.
And then, but there's room for some for a bit of narrow-minded thinking in generalizing when you think in terms of that welfare state model. When you're like sort of like, I'm not going to fucking pay for them to drink on the corner. I mean, that's not the majority of cases. Like, if you think some of your tax money is going towards people who are taking advantage of the welfare system or something, usually the stereotype is really not it, and that any of us are.
But
not
I
that far
also
from
understand taking advantage of the welfare system. This is one of those places you get conflicted where, okay, I got rear-ended.
Yeah.
This is an easy paycheck.
Right.
I have a shitty job. I sell shoes.
Right.
Someone just rear-ended me. They have a Mercedes.
I saw that lawyer on the commercial says he can help me.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Do you take advantage of that just because it is a flaw in the system?
Sure.
Or do you say, I'm not going to be that douchebag? Brian Stowe, the guy, the Giants fan that got beaten into a coma by fucking Dodgers fans at the stadium.
Yeah.
That actually, again, I want to kill this person. When they've we have a suspect, I'm like, I want to fucking kill that guy. I was emotionally involved in that story because it was just sports shitheads.
Yeah, who the fuck does that over sports?
I know. But then the family is now suing the Dodgers because they didn't have enough security and the parking lot was not well lit, and you're like,
how does that account for human behavior?
I know, but it's one of those things. Okay, well,
if there was security and it was well lit, this fucking crazy
why didn't you
douchebag
hire him a bodyguard? You're his parents. You fucking created that human being. If you want him, you should. Why don't you have a fucking bodyguard? He should sue you, you cocksuckers. Like, if we're gonna go that far, when people have this belief that they should be taken care of by being born into this world,
or that there's this belief that that anything can be exploited, and they don't think that we all get played when that happens. It's like tort reform and that kind of stuff, where you get people that take advantage.
You throw fucking big words at me.
No, I don't really understand it. I don't really understand it. Well, what I'm saying is that it's almost impossible for somebody with a real beef with a corporation to get any justice, because the corporations are going to always out lawyer them. So the law system is just set up for fucking opportunistic lawyers to make monies off of lawsuits, and for corporations to protect themselves. Any real justice has been sort of pushed to the side by opportunists and corporate interests. So we're all kind of fucked, and we don't get any real protection. So on some level, I understand the whole libertarian angle of like, just stay off my property. If you come on my property, we'll negotiate whether or not I should kill you.
One of the basic tenets of libertarianism is, am I born into this world owing somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, taxation is slavery, and it's a catchphrase, but it really is. I owe other people. You fucking made me. I didn't want to be here.
Yeah, well, that's some sort of weird entitlement too. Like, fuck you. I would have been, just floating in space, an idea, and you had to suck me through your balls, and now I'm here, and now I owe you money.
Yeah, well,
but that's not that far from the other thing either. It's like, I'm here, fuck you, give me what I deserve.
Well, I don't deserve anything, but I don't deserve that I have to be involved in your fucking system. Your system sucks.
There's nothing good about it?
No, there's great things about it.
Let's make a list of those.
But there's so many flaws in it that we, as people who are alive, could change just by deciding to change them.
Well, certain things are loaded, like that bit you did on the CD about one language. It's very provocative. The thing you said about heritage and tradition is the baggage of dead men, or what is it?
Dead people's baggage.
Dead people's baggage.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like if we
I'm still I've like 5 things I'm still passionate about. That's one of them.
And that's
language. That's the basic thing that keeps people apart. You can't communicate. When you're talking to someone, English as a second language,
right?
You're talking just basic. Get me to
right.
I need a cab ride, whatever.
Right.
But you can't communicate ideas as well. If we picked one fucking world language, that would eliminate so many problems. Because I could talk. Because when you do talk to people that you hate, that's what your whole fucking show is.
Yeah.
I had a problem with this guy years ago. Hopefully we'll straighten it out.
Right.
I'm going to talk about Nicaraguan for 10 minutes.
Right.
Fast forward. I'm a fucking huge fan. I'm a huge fan.
But there's some part of me, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm old school thinking, because I was thinking about that, because when I listen to your shit, I think about it, because you posit sort of challenging ideas, and that. What are
and then
we?
I eliminate them all with fist fuck jokes.
Yeah, well, that's
so
good.
No one takes me seriously.
You got to be insecure on some level. It's like, hey, maybe that's too heavy. Maybe if I put my hand in a fist or use the word cunt, my hand's in someone's ass and I'm calling her a cunt. We good? We get it? What was he saying? I don't know. That cunt thing's funny, but That's the sad thing about having the brain that you have, and feeling you need to do that at the end of the joke, because they're like,
my fucking humor is really base level. That's what I laugh at. Where I find myself saying that same shit in interviews where I go, yeah, no, I do what's funny to me, and I don't care what the audience thinks. And you go, no, I don't think this is funny to me. Do you think this is what I laugh at home, is me yelling about the same shit every fucking night?
No, you
trying to reinvent a bit.
Please say you laugh at Jeff Dunham.
I know, but
like that'd be hilarious if Doug Stanhope was like, I don't find myself funny at all. I like the puppet guy.
When I'm at home with Bingo, my fucking level of humor is like Tim and Eric's awesome show.
Well,
that's what I'm like. Where I'm goofy and I try to make my girlfriend laugh, and she'll laugh at fucking hand puppets.
I'm the same way. It's weird. I'll watch, like, if I really want to laugh. I did this the other night. I like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, what could I do if I want to laugh? And I fucking put on Brian Regan's hour, one of his hours, and I'm like, I'm laughing. It was guaranteed. I don't know if anyone would say that about me. Like, you know, like if anyone's sitting at home going, I just need a lighthearted laugh. Let's put in a Maron CD. Holy shit, where's the gun? I don't know if I'm that guy, but I'm the same way.
On some level, you are fucking pandering to an audience, and you do it in your best voice.
Yeah, I don't know though, dude. I mean, I'd like to believe that. I really think that.
But you have to put the cell phone in your ass to make them laugh. So on
but I don't do enough of that. I don't do enough of that.
But if
I
get more joy out of making a fucking Walmart greeter laugh by saying something off the cuff when I'm walking through the door.
Right.
And he has a shitty day. He didn't pay me. He's not expecting something for his $20 ticket admission. And I just made that fucking lady laugh because I said some kooky thing that no one says to a Walmart fucking greeter. That's what fucking the joy of comedy comes from, that being funny. Once you fucking have someone paying ticket price, they have expectations.
Yeah, but I don't know if I agree with you, because like there were times where like I was happy to get paid as a comic, and I was never a guy that sold that many tickets. I never really got any marquee name for myself. Yeah. So I just found that the whole process, I was fortunate to be paid to be a comic, but I never really figured it out as a business. It was still really sort of, I never understood it as a business. I was just trying to be funny and true to myself. And now, like with this thing, the only thing I know is that the money I'm earning from the podcast, which isn't a fortune, but I know I earn the money based on me being me for real. You know, like if people like me because of this thing, I'm like, all right, because the only thing I'll say when I get off stage now to people, like, I got podcast listeners, they've never seen me do comedy, and I've been doing that for 20 years. I know how to do that. So they're coming like, oh, I hope you can do it. You know, and then I do it, and the only thing I'm concerned about when I talk to them after the show is, was I me? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. So I don't feel that's a sellout, because I've been offered money to do things like
I'm just saying on a level.
Yeah,
when you have to play to an audience, you've already
but there's a difference between that and saying like, I'll do that. It's not really me.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm saying there are levels of selling out, but we've
I
all
think that's what
sold
it
out
means.
to an extent.
Right.
But the snobbery, I fucking hate this snobbery in comedy. But I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Like
how so?
Well, I judge people. That's why when people say, well, what kind of music are you into? I just say I don't like music, because I don't really listen to it, but I know that I have no knowledge of it. And I know what a comedy snob I am, where if someone said to me, oh, I love Jeff Dunham and Peanut, I've judged them immediately. I already don't like you as a human being.
Really?
And I know that I'm that stupid of a music fan that I know nothing, where I go, I love the Counting Crows. I know someone's going to go, how the fucking idiot. Like, but I do. I like it. And I don't.
But fuck them. I mean, but why would we hide ourselves?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying fuck them because I'm saying fuck me for being a comedy snob. So I just.
But do you really feel that it's still at this point in your career that somehow or another that people that like that type of entertainment are fucking morons and you hate them?
Well, I don't really hate them. No, I understand. No, I do hate them initially. And then my logical part of my brain goes, I shouldn't. Like, even whatever comic. Like, would I do that? Like, if they're getting joy out of something.
Right.
I'm the guy that's going to shit on it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that to a child.
Yeah.
Like, Timmy, what are you doing that's making you so happy in the backyard? You're playing with an imaginary unicorn?
Yeah. You fucking idiot.
There's no unicorn there, you stupid asshole. Think about it. Be fucking as rational and reasonable and be as happy as I am.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking asshole.
Look at you crying.
Yeah, right.
See what happens when you believe in unicorns?
Think it through.
Yeah, I don't know, but as you get older, I mean, come on, honestly, I mean, I hear you.
less matters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Less does matter, and I'm trying to think.
It's the only good part of aging is where you go. All right, I was.
You don't have the fucking energy to do it.
Yeah,
to fucking get pissed off about it. I mean, but what are you really pissed off about, like on a day-to-day basis? Honestly, I mean,
it's not the stuff I yell about in my set. I'm not fucking, at the gas station going, it's a war for oil. I don't give a fuck. I care about the same things Jerry Seinfeld cares about. Like, I don't care.
The last time I saw you, you were like a little tired. Are you tired?
I'm always tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that, like, why'd you choose Oslo for the CD?
We had the opportunity. Like some guys, I can get a camera crew and we can film this gig, and we knew it's in a fucking weird venue. I go, why not? Yeah, why not put that out as a fucking
as a DVD and a CD?
Yeah, I'll have a new one out for Christmas, and to make up for it.
And the kids sing. I mean, you really you don't like them?
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You mean what? The idea of them? I don't like kids in general. They're just stupid people.
Yeah.
They really are. No, my kid's really smart. Well, then I have him do my taxes. Well, he's not that kind of smart. Yeah, I don't like being around stupid people, and they just are. I mean, I have nothing to say to them. I like hanging around with comics are about the only people I...
Yeah, there's a mature crew. There's a bunch of grown-ups.
But you don't have to worry about offending anyone.
Right.
No topic is fucking...
Didn't you have a vasectomy and then put it on the internet? Weren't you one of the first to show your vasectomy on the internet?
It was back when,
there was
like 30 seconds of videotape of them actually taking out the vas deferens, a little clip they snipped out. And I put that up somewhere in the archives.
Yeah. And you can get that reversed, but you would never want to, right?
No, if I ever really wanted a kid, I would adopt one. That's the only decent fucking thing to do. There's no need to make people. It's the fucking biggest egomaniacal thing you can do is make someone thinking don't worry, I'm going to make my kid I'm going to raise him right the way I should. Well, that doesn't mean that they're going to turn out the way you want them to. A lot of people try to raise their kids Christian or fucking Republican, and they turn into fucking potheads and assholes. And just the hubris to think that you will not only create a child, you will create a decent human being. You have control over that.
You don't have control over shit.
Exactly.
That's what I start to realize, that you really fucking don't.
I know.
Ugh. But so no kids, but the overpopulation thing, that concerns you.
It's something that's just completely overlooked in the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Because people all think that it's okay for them to procreate.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if you're in a fucking gated community or Sudan, we're all sucking off a finite space.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, like the whole kids thing with me.
It's not overpopulation if I can send them to Montessori school.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Well, yeah, it is still.
Yeah, that thing about the carbon footprint you do is very funny. Yeah, about you're doing more damage just by having a child than if you did all those other horrible things.
Yeah, recycle all you want. But
I never thought about kids. I never, I've had 2 wives. It never really came up.
Because we're fucking, we're very self-centered people.
Yeah.
I want to fuck. I got shit to do.
Yeah, there's that. And then, I get worried about shit. I mean, I'm fucking, a panicky guy. I mean, I can't imagine the amount of worry that a child requires. I mean, you're constantly worried that he's going to eat something and die, he's going to fall off something and die, you're going to leave him under the car, whatever the fuck.
I think a lot of people have children because they've run out of ideas.
Yeah,
and they've lived everything but it's always fun to relive that shit through new people.
It's also sort of taken for granted, like that is just going to happen. My second wife made it very clear that there was, I think she phrased it by saying, "You think I'm going to bring kids into this?" And and then I understood her. That made sense to me. And now, I'm getting older, and what do I want to be 60 and the kid's fucking 15 or whatever the fuck it's going to be, and I'm going to be like, Daddy just wants to sit down. Go. Can I sit and throw the ball? Can I just don't. I think I missed my window on that one.
Yeah, I have no regrets whatsoever. One abortion, one vasectomy.
You're good.
Yeah.
But you don't you have friends with kids, and you don't.
I got a niece and a nephew, and I don't
get anything
to say to them.
It's so funny because I'm the same way. You try to have an adult conversation with a kid who he doesn't have the brain to do that, but then you get disappointed with them.
So fucking hungover. You know how you in the morning, like you're so hungover and the steam from your head is fogging up your sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're 11.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else to say right now.
I'll tell you, my buddy Craig. You know Craig Anton? He's a good
tall
guy.
Dude.
Yeah. He's got twin daughters, and like when I used to come out to LA when I was still drinking, I used to stay at their house, and they had these kids when they were like less than a year old. They were just these identical fucking babies, and I remember waking up there. And I was like hungover as fuck. I was on 2 hours of sleep, and I'm sitting on this couch, and these two crawling things, just came at me, and it was amazing. Like they made me feel so much better, and I feel like I bonded with them forever at that moment because they sort of, because the world was looking pretty dark, and to this day I thank them, and now they're 15, so it's awkward. You remember that time when you were like 1? And you crawled all over me when I was hungover. That you really helped me out that day. I never said that because I'd probably be, questioned.
But you remember when you were a kid and your dad would have his friend over and he'd go, "I remember when you were just peeing on my lap." And you go, I don't fucking care.
I'll do it again now. You want to recapture
now we're
that?
Those guys.
So, all right. So what happens now, man? Where were you? How do you fucking live this road schedule that you do? And is it still working out for you? Just playing anywhere?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Are we having a show here? Are there people coming over? Did you book
no,
my
I have
garage?
Tonight off, and I have been invited to 3 pool parties.
Oh, really? That's it. See, that's the one good thing about Los Angeles.
Well, one of them is at Sarah Silverman's house, and it was Henry Phillips who said to say hello.
Oh, he's a great guy. I should have him in
phenomenal. That guy, if anyone should do a one-person show, it's him.
Why doesn't he?
Because he's lazy.
Yeah, that's the one thing that kills all of us. You don't seem to have that problem.
Lazy and no self-confidence, but that's all of his stories. That guy, every single time I see him, has the most brilliant stories about being fucked over, because he's one of those guys that just says, "Fuck me over."
Yeah, the black cloud, just walking around. It's raining on him all the time.
Right, and it's something I would quit comedy to finance. We're working on your one-man show because you are the funniest guy I've ever fucking known over decades. Just talking.
I got to get him in here. Yeah, he's funny because I like the music element too. I'd like to get him to do some songs. He plays guitar too, right? He's a good piano player.
A guitar comic. He has funny songs, but he should just talk.
Yeah.
He'd be great on your fucking show.
No, I just got to get around to him.
You're a great interviewer.
Yeah, sometimes.
If he goes on morning radio,
do the song with the thing.
Yeah, well, he takes a long time to get, but it's funny if you listen. And
you got a couple
no
itchy
radio
morning
guys
jocks.
listen.
Yeah. They don't listen. It's fucking bizarre. So, all right, so you're going to go do a pool party maybe, and then where do you go? Where's the next road thing?
I'm off for 5 weeks. I do San Diego on Sunday night, and then I'm off for 5 weeks.
And what do you do then?
July. Then we do a
Canadian but what do you do on 5 weeks off?
Oh, I'm fucking great at doing nothing.
Yeah,
we do nothing so well. I do yard work. I'm a fucking homeowner.
Yeah,
sit in my little house in my little town and fucking rake rocks and.
It's great, right?
I fucking love it.
I mean, it's weird. Like all of a sudden, I'm fucking up to my neck with road shit, and then doing this show every week, and all of a sudden, I got a job, and I'd forgotten what. Even though when I used to sit around and do nothing, I was like, I'm fucked. Because I didn't have a choice. I was doing nothing because there was nothing coming my way.
Oh.
But I still like doing nothing.
I'm really good at it.
Isn't it great?
We have our friends are like the deli manager at Safeway, and she's 57, and her husband, neighbor Dave, was a Frito-Lay driver, but he's on disability, and we're going to go on vacation with them.
Really?
Yeah, we have normal people, but it's a fucking perfect trade-off to... I was doing coke in the fucking main room, green room of the fucking Comedy Store with all these weird people, and then you go home and I'm a completely normal fucking guy.
How do you feel about the fans, though? Do they know that about you? I mean, are you getting tired of them fucking expecting you to die?
Yeah, again, well, you want to read the passage out of that fucking Keith Richards novel again? Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, I know there's certain expectations, and I don't live up to them. I rarely do drugs. I do drink every fucking show, because that's it actually helps my show.
Yeah.
And then I go home and I don't do drugs and I watch a lot of bad fucking television. I'm ashamed. Like, I want to, like, occasionally Facebook how upset I am with Celebrity Apprentice, but I go, nah, I can't put that on Facebook.
You got to keep that folk that folk myth alive. The folk hero Doug Stanhope is upset about Apprentice.
It's like a fucking reality check where you go, I'm really pissed off about Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
It's not even on my
I'm ashamed of myself. I don't want to advertise this and hope someone agrees.
I can't even fucking pay attention to this shit. I can't. It's not even on my fucking radar. I barely watch anything or listen to anything or see fucking anything. I'm not a sports guy. I get worried that, like, I'm not caring about the right shit.
How does your podcast affect your road? Like, I know a lot of people listen and you do a great podcast, but I would think there'd be some kind of like Jim Norton effect where if they can listen to you talk for hours at a time, why would they pay? Like,
what it is, I think, is a lot of them are very supportive and they like me, and a lot of them want to meet me, and they want to, like, since the podcast doesn't cost anything, they like to be able to give back, you know, like, because a lot of people don't want to just give money to something that they can get for free, so a lot of times they'll come.
It's not that, it's just like Norton. Norton is so fucking funny on Opie and Anthony.
Right.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone that spontaneously funny that much, and that's how do you do an act after you've been that funny naturally?
Well, fortunately, a lot of them, like I said before, may not know my comedy. I mean, I know how many records I sell, and I know how many people download this show. So a lot of them are like, he says he's a comic. You know, I've watched a couple of clips. So them seeing me as a stand-up is something completely new to them.
Right.
And it's definitely something I know how to do, so they're like, holy fuck, that was good.
But yeah, you are an interviewer on your show.
That's
where
right.
Norton is like the funny guy. He's the funny guy, so how do you be funnier than that on stage?
Right, and also, like, a lot of the stuff I talk about doesn't have to be funny. I'm just sharing my thoughts about stuff. But when I do stand-up, I'm funny, and I try to make it as different as possible for them. Like, some of the stuff that I've talked about on the show sometimes develops into material, but generally they're happy to be there. My fans are very nice people. I seem to attract a lot of single dudes that don't have a lot of friends.
Tell me,
but
I have a Sausage Army fucking fan base of, like, trench coat, black T-shirt with some metal band logo.
Well, do you think ever, like, I guess that's a question I want to ask. If we were to, like, you know, go down a list of shit. Am
I close enough to the mic? I'm not wearing headphones.
No, you're good. You're good. That I'm watching the levels. Is there, like, do you find that when you lead or you get these single guys who are angry, who may not be getting laid as much as they want, who don't necessarily have the best the
guys that miss the point about language and hear cunt, those guys.
Well, right. Well, I mean, the guys that are looking to validate their own fucking anger towards women, towards society, towards whatever, or do you feel like, are you ever misunderstood or find yourself?
Well, I was just misunderstood by the fact that you said I have anger towards women. No anger towards women.
Right. Okay.
I have anger towards specific women.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm saying that, do you ever find that you're dealing with people where you're like, holy fuck, did I invent you? I mean, are you the...
No, I feel that way all the time. The more, like, Facebook, just having Facebook and reading the comments after I write a dumb joke, and I could say have a nice day on Facebook, and within 6 or 7 comments it will devolve into my fans fighting each other in the comments. Fuck you. You spell Louisiana wrong. Well, you're a fucking faggot. Like,
yeah.
What did I do to get these people? I've been doing a joke about, like, I want to come out of the closet just to get a better fan base. I just want to fake being gay, just have a nicer fucking group of people with more disposable income.
Yeah.
But I'm the guy I could suck a cock on stage and gay people would still not come to my shows.
and the real fans would be like, I get it, man. Doug just needs to suck a cock.
But Facebook, you actually, like, it's almost like seeing into the mind of an audience. Where I remember writing just a dumb joke that's, I just had my MySpace goes direct to my pager now.
Yeah.
And then I'd get like, LOL, you still have a pager, dude? Lame. But they're laughing. So you wonder how many people are laughing for the wrong reasons that are not getting the joke in my audience. Like, I'm seeing into the head of why they're laughing, and they're laughing for the wrong fucking reason.
Right. Have you ever had that sort of encounter with a dude where he's like, I really get you, and, I think that, I want to show you a body in my trunk kind of shit. I mean, have you ever been frightened by your fans?
Yes. I actually literally walked. We were in Canada, We were in, I think it was Edmonton, wherever it was. We're walking down the street looking for the gig, and on one side of the street is a train, like stop, and then the businesses are behind it, and there's a fucking giant group of people that I think are getting on the train, and they were so fucking scary looking. We crossed the street to not have to walk through them, and then realized that's the people going into my show. Actually, and they're white people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were scary enough. I go, let's go on that side of the street.
And there they were in the front row.
Right.
Oh, fuck. Now, in your mind, because, I mean, you own what you say, is there anything you can't say?
Well, the last taboo is attacking the audience.
Oh, really? I was ahead of the
Your
game
own
on
audience.
that. Yeah.
That would be the last taboo. Why, you fucking idiots? Why are you paying $25 to hear a fucking old drunk person yell about stuff? The thing is with hate mail, I've realized, and this is what makes me feel good about even bad comics.
Yeah.
You're a fucking mediocre comic. You're drunk, fucking miserable loser. This was a recent Facebook comment. Yeah. And you're gonna live in mediocrity at best. And this is on my fan page, of course.
But I mean, what does mediocrity mean?
But the point is, the best comic in the world, most people don't think is funny. You're not funny. Well, the best comic, most people will still not find funny because it's such, an abstract kind of humor is so specific.
Yeah, and so
you could be the funniest fucking guy in the world, and most people will still not think you're funny. You just have more fans than other comics, but yeah.
But I think what draws people to you is your ability to sort of turn, an accepted truth or something we all take for granted in on itself.
Hang
on. Time for another one.
Flunky. We were out?
We're out of champagne?
We're out of champagne.
Well, I guess we can, someone told me I got to stock up.
What are you going to...
He's going to make champagne.
You're going to make champagne? He says we're out. Beer. You have beer? Yeah. Oh, yeah, all right, I'll take a beer.
But that the whole idea of, and the reason that I like listening to you is just that, you turn these things that we take for granted or that are cultural norms in on themselves to at least provoke people to go like, oh, fuck, I never thought of it that way. And that's a fucking important thing, just to blow little minds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, as long as you have those ideas. You go, I'm running short of things I can turn on their head. Let's do more fist fuck jokes. I was happier when I was doing those.
So the arc has been that, here's a guy, I'm angry, I got solutions. Now I'm just angry, fuck you. And pretty soon you'll just be like, I'm not even that angry anymore.
I remember hearing a Carlin interview on radio, terrestrial radio, years ago, where he's like, now I'm just going to laugh while the whole thing falls apart. I just want to enjoy, and I want to get to that place where I can just enjoy. Yeah, it's all stupid, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not affecting my life. I have a fucking little tiny house that's paid off on a small back decrepit street in a decrepit area of a small town on the Mexican border.
Yeah. And
I have a big fence, and we enjoy our lives.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
All right, then you won.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's bad for business. Happiness is not good for comedy.
Why?
You invent things to hate. You look for things to hate.
You never thought of another way to go? You don't think you can be funny without it? Without the hate?
Yeah, I'm hoping to. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, there's a new horizon. Again, I want to get to that place where I'm an old Carlin. I just can laugh at everything being fucked up.
I think it'd be interesting if you just did a tour, you disappear for a year and you do a tour where you don't cuss. All the jokes are meticulously written out. Your stage, you don't smoke on stage or drink, and you stand still at the mic and never take it out of the stand.
The drinking thing, actually, when I don't drink on stage or don't drink enough, I'm so self-conscious and I'm so worried about the delivery and the reactions and all that there's too much ego involved in it, where I'm just stiff. You just feel yourself being stiff.
You get in your own head.
Yeah, and when I'm drinking and drunk, I get past that and I'm fleshing out ideas and I'm really like going with what I would say if we're fucking hanging around on my couch and yeah, I'd love to be in a place where I don't have to fucking be destroying myself just to get through a set and amuse people in fucking Chattanooga, Tennessee.
So what do you think would happen if you went up there like with a week sober and
I don't know what would happen if I took a year off. I've always thought, I have enough fucking money and I live low enough. I don't have, like, I live, again, small town, house is paid off. I could take a year off.
Right.
How much would people forget you?
But how much would you not need it?
When Rhodes moved to fucking Amsterdam, and then he's coming back like he's basically a fucking open micer, and he's taking any fucking gig in El Paso, or he's always working.
But you built your house. It's different. I mean, you've got this thing where you're not really beholden to anybody but yourself, and you have a direct relationship with your fans.
But I'm saying, how long in this short attention span
I hear you.
environment could you take a year off and still have a fan base? Or would you be some guy that I used to like that guy, but I'm busy tonight.
But you're telling me that if you went up and you didn't have a few drinks, that your self-consciousness would debilitate you a bit.
It does, yeah. I don't know if I stopped drinking for a while, maybe I would grow into a person who can.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
Like when you're when you're in downtime, are you relatively shy and don't sort of engage?
Oh, I'm very polite. I'm the most polite. I'm like my dad.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see you. I don't want anyone having a bad time. We have football parties every Sunday during football season. I'm fucking cooking. I basically have an apron on. Is everyone good? Can I get you a drink? Hang on, I'm gonna make some mini pizzas, and I'm like, I'm fucking Sally homeowner. I'm a nice host. I have normal people. We never talk about comedy. Yeah. They don't care who the fuck I am on the road.
Fuck, I guess it is just show business, huh?
Yeah, but I like that. I really enjoy that.
It's still a release for you. That even if you've got to put on the hate, you get up there and get that fucking thing going.
But I don't know if I would enjoy that without this, without being on the road, partying, fucked up. I can't.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're happy, man.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm happy, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, thanks for talking. You good?
I'm good.
We good?
Yeah, I think, and Janine Garofalo, I really, really like you. I hope I didn't make you that upset. It was just a thing.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
That's our show. Doug Stanhope. Sorry I didn't get him before he did Louie, but he did a lovely job on that. It's always great talking to Doug. Go to WTFpod.com for all your WTF pod needs. Get a little... Pow! Wow, I just shipped my pants, justcoffee.coop at WTFpod.com. Get an app for the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, the Droid. You can get the premium on your computer. You can get on the mailing list. You can get some new merch. I got new posters up there. The new CD available signed at WTFpod.com. On the mailing list, I'll mail you something every Sunday.